Fear not! This page may look confusing because there's a lot on there, but it is not as bad as you think. So welcome to everything you need to know about a certain mod, in this case, productive trees. And I'm going to try and cover this mod in under 10 minutes. Let's start that timer. Okay, so we just have under 10 minutes and we've got to go through everything in productive trees. Now, just one thing before we get into it, I just want to make sure everyone knows that I am playing all mods 10 here to showcase this mod off. And I will show you normal ways of breeding trees first in case it's in other mod packs and productive bees aren't there. I'll show you that now because it will take a little bit longer than the method that I am going to show you a little bit later on. So I'm in a creative world here, so we have access to absolutely everything. And when it comes to productive trees, I probably should have found this beforehand because I actually don't know where it is in these menus. And there's 28 pages to look for. Productive trees, there we go, we found it. Remember, it's on page 20. I need to remember that now. So when it comes to doing trees, we can obviously go over to productive trees. We can see here we've got a page. We just need to click this and just give us any sapling. Oh no, we need to obtain a sapling. Sapling, bang, there we go. And we'll grab a few of each of these saplings. Some of them will breed into others, and I will show you that. Now, when it comes to breeding trees, our first tree that we want to grow is jungle tree and a cherry tree. So we'll grab our jungle. We'll need some bone meal. We can grow the tree, and it'll grow like that, which is great. We then plant the tree next to it. I'm going to get rid of the rain. And then over time, because these trees are so close together, in fact, they've actually intertwined, they will breed and pollinate leaves over time and will break it, giving us this cocoa sapling. And this will be the same with absolutely every single tree in this mod pack. So again, there are some trees that you find in sort of shipwrecks, the nether, the end, things like that. And you'll find these ones here, but then those ones will be bred together to get these trees. And so on and so forth, and you'll breed them together exactly like this if there's no productive bees. Now, the easiest way and the quickest way of getting each of these trees to breed fastest is if we say we grow ourselves a cherry sapling. There we go. We want the advanced oak beehive. And we place that down. We want it as close as we can get it to these leaves. So I'm going to place that there with the oak expansion, because it'll go from holding 3 bees straight up to 5 bees, which is exactly what we want. Now, when doing this, we're going to want the pollen upgrade sieve, because that's the first thing we need to go in here, because that will allow us to get the pollen for these trees. Now, what you've got to remember is there's pollen for each of the different trees. So 1 pollen you'll get from the cherry, and if you do it for a jungle, you'll get a pollen from the jungle, and they are separate entities. They are different MBT datas, and they are tied to that leaf. I'll show you how in a little bit. Now we want a netherite barrel. This is how I set it up in the All the Mods 10 server. If you haven't seen that episode, then go and check it out. Do this, and there's a few more upgrades we're going to need, which is the Omega one. Again, if you can't make this, don't worry. There is upgrades for simulation, which is what you'll want. So again, we'll throw that in there. That will allow you to put the bees in without them having to come out and go to the trees. They'll stay in there. You'll just need to put a little thing called a feeding lab in front, like so, and we'll get a rose for that, or a poppy. They're not called roses anymore, and we'll throw that in there. Now, one thing to note is with the poppy, you only need to put 1 in these feeding slabs. They are infinite. These bees will never come out of this beehive now, so you won't get your pollens mixed up. We'll just set it to day. So your pollens will never get mixed up, and to get this to work, I'm going to throw this Omega upgrade in there. Now, you might not be able to make this depending on what stage of All the Mods 10 you are at, so don't worry, I never made these. It will take a little bit longer, but these Omega productive things, in fact, can I take that out? Yes, I can. Okay, I didn't know that. So these Omega upgrades act as like previous upgrades for a lot of them. So if you've got an Omega productive upgrade, then you don't actually need the simulator thing. But if you don't put the simulator thing, it's the same thing. It's just a little bit slower on generating pollen. I'm going to put this in there, however, because I am on creative, of course, and we're going to want some bee. Now, it can be any bees. I'm just going to get normal bees. Again, it's raining. Wow, that's how many times this little recording. There we go. We'll go grab you, bang, grab you, bang, grab you, and bang, grab you. How many have we got? Got 4. Yep. And that's our 5th. Okay. So we'll move these things out of our inventory. We will grab ourselves these bees. And we just simply throw them in there. It'll make a nice popping noise. We can take these out. This will do their thing. And then the only thing that we're waiting on then is the packs. And we want some upgrades for it because we don't want things getting stuck in there like this. Bang, and put the upgrade in. Yep, that's in there. That'll do their thing. Because this is so close to the leaves, they'll actually flower off this and not the poppy. Although that poppy is pretty much there just to keep them inside. And then when we get some stack upgrades going, there we go. These will start doing their thing. If we get some more productive things, and you can see it's actually combining them into blocks as well. I think that's because of the Omega upgrade as well. That's lovely. So we'll get another Omega upgrade in there to make it go even quicker because they are actually stackable, if you didn't know that. And we'll see if this tree has pollinated. Now, it hasn't yet. This method here will take the longest. It's just a given. Just a quick one thing I've got to do with these 2 trees that are mating manually is you do actually need some form of bees around. So I'm just going to spawn some bees in and let them do their thing. And hopefully they'll pollinate the leaves. While we're waiting for this one to give us some pollen, we'll go set up another tree. We'll do an oak one this time. Just grow that up. And this time, with this one, we'll set it up with just a normal simulator upgrade, a pollen upgrade, because this is all I had at on the All the Mods 10 server. This is how I was doing it. We'll throw those in there. We'll get our bees back. There, put them in there. Perfect. Get rid of those. We'll get a barrel quickly. There we go. Throw the upgrade in. Get that gone. They'll go in there. That's perfect. And this will then start making us some stuff if I give it a feeding slab and a poppy. Go just like this, and that will start making us some pollen over time. And you'd set this up with every single tree that you need to get, say, the Socotra Dragon Sapling, which is what you actually need to get the All-Mod Star. And as you can see here, we have some pollen of oak. There we go. So we can take this oak, right? And we know that if we take it and we combine it with a cherry, so if we get it in our inventory here, we combine it, say, with one of these cherry leaves, you'll see it becomes a pollinated leaf. We can sit there, we can break it. I don't think it's going to actually give us anything in thingy, so if I just switch our game mode to survival, we break it, it will give us a red delicious apple sapling. And again, you do this with absolutely every single tree that you can. I think this way is better. I'm not really, this is the first time I've actually used the Omega upgrades. I'm not seeing any pollen. When I set it up this way, we got a pollen instantly. So maybe this is your best bet. Just go with these 2 upgrades in there. Another thing I forgot to cover is with the trees with luck. So when it comes to trees with luck, you'll see here we need a blackthorn sapling plus luck will give us a purple blackthorn sapling. Now, when it says luck, it literally means luck. Okay, so it could take you 10 trees. It could take you 40 trees. It's just simply grab that specific sapling that you need to grow and just grow it over and over again. Until we get the purple blackthorn one. There we go. So you can see it took us quite a few trees. 18 trees to get our purple blackthorn one. And after about 10 minutes, we managed to get our first pollinated leaf. Which again, if we switch game mode, break that leaf, we'll get ourselves the cocoa sapling. So if I was someone fresh starting All Mods 10, I would highly recommend this method here with the 2 upgrades. And that is productive trees pretty much covered. So we have 30 seconds left. That's going to do us for today's video. If there's any other mods you want me to cover, make sure to leave them in the comments. If you have enjoyed the video, smash the like button. Consider subscribing you have enjoyed it. We've even managed to get the outro within that 10 minutes. Nice. Goodbye.